Hello everybody, and this is Chester bringing you another casting of more high-level play. Like I said before, I want to get more high-level games on my channel. I figured you guys might appreciate that. Unfortunately, I don't even know who's actually playing. I just kind of downloaded this. This was one of the top replays for this week between the Red Terran hitBOX spawning on the bottom and the bottom center there, and on top center you have inFSortOf. I'm just going to call him sort of. Spawning as the purple Zerg. Now, I did not get the chance to look at these players. I've not seen these players in play. If you know who they are, please feel free to post in the comment section below. Unfortunately, I have the time to cast, but I don't have the time to actually try to find these players, which I was trying to look up players the other day, and it's kind of, I don't know, I have a hard time trying to find players, much less their rankings, their clan affiliation, etc. So it's very interesting that we are seeing hitBOX opening up with a pretty standard build, going that racks first, going with refinery, and sort of we see here going for that fast expand and having his pool laid down. I believe his pool was down right before. Sort of doing some scouting, gas deal. Not sure how much that actually hurts, but hopefully we'll see him cancel here. Or maybe he'll just let it finish up. Nope, canceled right in time. Further denying that gas. hitBOX opening up straight into factory there. No wall whatsoever. I believe it's probably because he scouted the fast expansion and doesn't expect any Zerglings out on the field in large numbers too soon. See here, I believe he has enough Marines to actually handle that now. Appears that he is going to push out for some early harassment, trying to punish that Zerg player. Sort of, in the other hand, doing some scouting with his lings. He's going to see the push coming. His reaction? Spine crawlers. He's laying down one spine crawler. He is getting that metabolic boost. Queen should actually be able to handle this. Queen, that one Zergling. Hellions, on the other hand, I mean, by themselves he can handle it, but with Marine support, this might be a more effective Hellion harass than what I normally see. He does have Zerglings on the field for a lot more than I'm sure he would have liked to made. I'm sure he would have loved to drone up, having grabbed that fast expansion. And I'm actually going to pause right here and turn off my sound effects. My sound is just way off. I'm trying to play with the sound lately. It's just not working out. Sound effects. Here, let's see what that does for me. Alright, unpause. Let's go. Alright. Oh, that's perfect. Now, Queen's just completely molested and utterly destroyed that Hellions, and Zerglings managed to clean up the Marines. So that was not as effective as it might have been, although it did force sort of to make drones as opposed to lings. Very crucial in the early game, but sort of's drone supply, it really doesn't hurt. See there, he got 32, so at this time it's not too bad. Not where I'm sure he would have liked to be, because as Zerg you want to try to drone up for as long as you can, as long as it is safe. Now he's going for more. He's going for more queens. We might see a lot of. We're definitely going to see a lot of creep spread coming in from this guy, but not quite sure if he's preparing for banshees. And if he is, he's good. There's only one banshee on the field. Cloak is not coming, I don't believe, unless it was for research and I wasn't paying attention. But sort of is going to be able to handle this harass, and we're seeing a lot of harass from hitBOX, who's. It was effective the first time just because he made lings where he wanted to make drones, but I don't think it's going to be really effective, especially when he's gone queen heavy here. Now, he's going to be able to deny a third if sort of decides to go for a third there. But in terms of right now, if he can grab his queens, there you go, there's transfusion going down, and hitBOX forced to back off because 2 queens is just going to be too much for these banshees to handle. As you can see, he's continuously scouting to see if he goes for a third there. hitBOX himself is taking the second. Overseer cooking, and we're going to see more Hellions out in the field. It seemed like this was a Hellion fastest span, but not Terran player, I don't know. It looks like it's a variant. No, Hellions in that number is going to do some damage, even with the Queens having Blue Flame. But it sort of does have the roaches out there. That's going to help a lot in deterring these Hellions. Between the Banshees and the Queens, or Banshees versus the Queens, and the Hellions having to deal with roaches. Once again, hitBOX is just forced to back off. Sort of doing continuous scouting. Scouting to make sure he doesn't take the third, or maybe he's just taking a breather, I don't know. But he does see that hitBOX at this point has gone with second. Weird placement of these, weird use of these supply depots. I don't really see supply depots put out like this. Yeah, again, I don't know what level of play this is, but I cast any level of play regardless. So if you have a favorite replay that you want casted, maybe you want some insight, say, hey Jess, maybe you take a look at this this video and see what I did wrong or what I could have done better. And I'll try my best to give you some advice. I'm not the greatest player around, but hopefully I can offer you some insight on that, and I will include a link below where you can post your replays. hitBOX is probably going to make a safe assumption that he is going for the third. He was continuously, he still has the scout down there. Oh no, he has a changeling down there. I didn't even notice. He fooled me. And there he goes. Such a shame. My god. Double expanding here. hitBOX himself going up, macroing hard and getting that third. Sort of is going to be able to see that. Turrets are going down to deter any muse, although I don't believe, no, I don't think sort of even has any muse out on the field. Alright, he is going to try to make a run by, and the run by gets by. It's going to snipe this tank, and it's going to do not too much damage as most of his SCVs are down here, but here comes the Hellions to the rescue. At this point, Sortof's going to do as much damage as he can. He did manage to break this mineral line. This SCV only coming out solely because he just made it. And Sortof just wreaking havoc for a hitBOX. hitBOX forced to recall all of his Hellions off the field and back home. Really interesting play. You got a sensor tower, which is something I really don't see utilized in ones anymore, or at all. Even back when I first started playing, just something I didn't really see used by Terran players too much. I think it's such a useful device, and I can't remember what the cost is, but it seems to me it's just such a big investment, or a small investment rather. Let's see if I can find the cost. 125 minerals for 100 gas to know ahead of time that your opponent's pushing out toward you. No, if he was planning on taking this gold all along, I think right here would have been a good spot. But then again, he would not have been able to defend it as effectively. But I think it would be a good investment if he wanted to place another sensor tower there. Definitely pay off if he can see the push coming ahead of time. Brax here just kind of sitting around. Zerglings in the back door, but the Italians are going to mop up, but not before taking damage themselves. Scoot and shoot. See, gang of Lings here, he's going to see that. Just getting taken down by these sage tanks. And into these Hellions. Seems like a very horrible relay run. Sage tanks, or Hellions, Sage tanks, and then more Hellions. That really got her, and Sortov was not able to do much damage there. It appears that hitBOX is going for a more mech build. Um, that might be pretty powerful against these infestors. He's gonna need to see sort of make some sort of slight tech switch. He is getting Ultralisk out on the field, so he might not need to do so. And it appears that he's probably going to stay with Mass Link Festers, and we're definitely going to see Ultralisk out here on the field in just a few seconds. Let's get that +3. And then the Chitinous Plating, I'm not even sure if I pronounced that right. But as you can see here, sort of just continuously wreaking havoc. See, it's delaying that third, but as you can see over here, hitBOX quickly grabbing himself a fourth. At this point, sort of is almost half his max supply is drones, and he is maxed out right now. So we're probably going to see a push here very, very soon between the infestors and Ultralisk, which I'm not quite sure where the there's the Ultralisk, lovable, huggable buddies. I tell you, I'd rather get stuff Ultralisk as opposed to stuff to the bear. Now would sleep. I'm not gonna lie. No homo though. As you can see, sort of just completely rooted in his side of the map. We have not seen any aggression since that first 10 minutes from hitBOX, and it's just been allowed to spread his creep and basically make himself at home. hitBOX, on the other hand, has managed, even though he's been harassed several times, he's managed to fight off most harassments. His base here did get delayed a little bit, but that's alright. Still sitting pretty nicely, I think. As you see here, sort of floating pretty high. So if this push is not successful, he's going to be able to make a strong comeback. I'm not quite sure what this is about. Maybe he was planning on getting Planetary Fortress down, but it's going to be pretty quickly by these Ultralisks, and we'll see what sort of is going to go. It appears like it's going to try to take down this gold, and oh, was not on the stage. That would have been a great time. And what's that noise? What's that nonsense? Oh, he's doing a lot of damage over here. Oh, he went with a Overlord drop. We are seeing a two-prong attack. Neuroparasiting the Sage Tanks is very interesting. Now with 11 Ultralisks, 4 Infestors, and 12 more Leans coming on field, it's sort of already back at max, and he's still floating pretty high. He's a little low on gas, but that's alright, because he came in, he did the damage that he wanted to do, but it looks like hitBOX is going to try to bounce back, but hitBOX is not floating as high, and he's not going to be able to make a strong recovery like sort of was going to be able to when even this wave of forces comes. It's going to be very interesting to watch. Setting in his drones probably to lower his overlords and get a feel for where his opponent is sitting at. Let's see, he's massing up here. hitBOX is going to have to make a push here, maybe at one of these other expansions that sort of has going on, but it looks like hitBOX is really really indecisive of whether or not he wants to push out or bunker up. But it looks like he has made the decision to bunker up. He will be able to see this goal going down, but quick air fungus going down. Neuroparasite grabbing the Thors. It's going to be completely pivotal, doing a lot of damage to this group. Unfortunately, it was not enough, but as you can see here, sort of is bouncing back pretty quickly. He just needs to buy himself time. He will lose this gold, however. And the Ultralists are out on the field. My god. They are just not taking too much damage. Just completely tanked up right now. Got that +3, +6 armor. You know, whatever forces hitBOX had, it's gone. Now, hitBOX did do a lot of damage while he was there, but Soro's going to be able to bounce back way quicker than what hitBOX is going to be able to. hitBOX is trying to get more Hellions and save Shanks out on the field. Very heavy mech build, committed to it. Is a very powerful build, especially against Zerg. But I just don't see him making a strong comeback, even with even after seeing this. So maybe we'll see. I don't know. It's hard to tell. If sort of had time to get his forces in large numbers, I don't think this would have been any sort of problems. But as we see here, Sage Shanks are going down. And sort of was not able to get the time to really bounce back like he wanted to. These Infestor Terrans are just getting chewed up by these Hellions. So it's definitely been back and forth here, and I can't really tell who's going to win this. At this point, things are pretty even. Look at these. Hellions were wreaking tons of damage, but small numbers are just getting wrecked. Now it's going to be very interesting to see what sort of does. I believe he's probably going to keep committing to what he has now. Ultralists. Definitely going to see more Zerglings. His infestors have been useful some engagements, but with the amount of infestors he has and the use he's getting out of them, I believe he'd do well if he simply laid back on the infestors, not grabbing so high of a number, and probably getting more Ultralists or Zerglings onto the field. Maybe even making a tech switch to mute us, as hitBOX is not as Thor heavy as he once was, and it would definitely do well against all these tanks and Hellions. Now, Fun Growth did go down, did delay this, and the Ultralists were able to do their damage unmolested for the most part. And even with these two valuable mineral fields, the hitBOX is going to build another command center, which I don't think is a very smart investment at this time in the game, considering what's out on the field right now. Oh, by the way, this was a great use of the Overlord, spewing out creep. Something I don't see often anymore, something I used to do all the time. It's really delaying this expansion here. Much needed resources, especially this late into the game. As you see, we're in game time. We're 31 minutes into the game. It's a very long matchup. Oh man, moving at times too with my fraps running and virtual dub compressing some other videos that I casted. This game is moving at basically a regular, faster speed. So times 2 almost doesn't matter. I feel like I probably go at times 4. Oh, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I think this might very well be the push that hitBOX needed to finish this game. If he could just get more Hellions out, he's going to be able to counter these 52 Zerglings. Although 3-3 Zerglings in strong numbers, and at this point I believe he's probably has the cracklings out on the field. They are pretty effective, but how effective are they going to be against Hounds in this large in numbers with Blue Flame? Very effective. I didn't even realize that sort of is making these drops. As you can see here, his numbers are back up. Speed not exactly maxed out, but more or less there. He's sort of just continuously denying his expansions, much needed expansions, because you can see here, he's nearly mined out here. It's pretty much mined out here. It's pretty much mined out here, and he has hardly anything left over here. These mineral fields are going to be pivotal to hitBOX being able to make it stay in the game. As you can see here, it looks like he is going to opt for long distance mining. He has no choice. Yes, he's been sniping those overlords, but they're just not doing him too good. Every time an overlord goes down, sort of is right back with more overlords. And with depending on his clunky Thors for air, it just gives sort of more time to do what he needs to do, and less time for hitBOX to really macro out. Now we're probably going to see another push here from SC2. If SC2 can just keep hitBOX where he's at right now, and if he sort of can defeat this army that hitBOX has right now, that's going to be GG. hitBOX just does not have the economy. He's not fluent high, not even because he's spending his resources so effectively, but because he just doesn't have any resources at this point in the game to really make a strong comeback and to keep bouncing back like he has been. I can see here he is hunkering down a little bit. He knows he needs to get his mining done with these stores. Hopefully he could get this down. Now investing into a planetary fortress, it looks like this will continue to be a long distance mining evolution. Force is split. His Thor is forced to wait by the by these expansions to keep the overlords from spreading their creep. This would probably be a good time. With broodlords on the field, a tech switch that Ashley was not paying attention, did not see. This might be the end to the game. Look at that. Look at that. Thors are going down. That's GG. That was a very interesting matchup. We saw very clever, well, not necessarily clever, something that you see, but not too often, especially in my level of play. You don't see the Zerg player spreading creep like he does right now. As you see in the late game, in the early game, it's more for scouting purposes, I think, and it's just a slight annoyance. But with the build that hitBOX came up with, he was not able to really combat these overlords like he would have liked, and it really hurt him not being able to grab these expansions right here, because as I pointed out earlier, he was just down everywhere else, and that's really what won SC2 the game. SC2 was ahead, and the playing field for the economy was able to bounce back each and every time hitBOX made a move, and hitBOX was just hurting for minerals the entire time. Constant harassment from SC2 out of his expansions and delaying his expansions. So that was a really good call. If you have any replays, like I said, I'm going to be posting the link up below in the description. Just hit me up, and I'll get around the casting them. I usually cast all videos that I see posted up within a few days' time. The longest part is compressing the videos, which I think other videos are done compressing, and I'm going to let you guys go and start compressing this video so I can post it up. If you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments below. Jester out. Keep gaming.